Are you moving to the Netherlands? Stick around, let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Karim and I'm a creator living in the wonderful city of Rotterdam, here to share an unfiltered look about how life actually is like here. So if you're a fan of expat life, entrepreneurship, popular culture, style, and the art of growing up, then this is the best channel for you. I figured I'd jump on here today to do the first episode of my new series, Dutchie in Progress, which focuses about the realities of life here in the Netherlands. If you're a fan of the city of Rotterdam, stick around for my top 5 reasons why I think this is the best city in the Netherlands. So, the first reason why I love living in Rotterdam so much is the diversity. So, if you didn't know, Rotterdam is home to Erasmus University Rotterdam and the Hogeschool Rotterdam. Those two schools are some of the top schools when it comes to higher education here in the Netherlands. What that creates is a prime international space full of people from all over the world. That has allowed me to make all kinds of amazing friends, from Polish people to Americans to Moldovans to even Russians. All kinds of interesting characters that I never thought I'd meet. You know, I grew up in Cairo, and Cairo is quite a diverse city, but it's very diverse in the sense of the usual crowd you would get from tourists. I've met a lot of Italians, I've met a lot of French people, and I've even met some British people. But I had never thought I'd meet someone from Russia or Moldova. It seems to be a smaller crowd, at least in the circles I used to run in the middle of Cairo. But here I got to meet all kinds of people, which was prime environment for growth. Not only that, these amounts of people and groups creates lots of diversity and lots of involvement in all kinds of different activities. So there's really something for every type of person. Another reason why I love living in Rotterdam is the subcultures. So this relates a bit to the point I just mentioned about the diversity. With so many people comes so many groups, all different kinds of subcultures. So there's really all kinds of different things to do for everyone. So let me give you a few examples. For example, Rotterdam has a thriving spiritual community. We've got quite a few healing shops and crystal shops and shops where people can shop for things like tarot cards and even meet different practitioners that can help them with different things. For example, like alternative forms of therapy. Another really strong community is the entrepreneurship / business owner community. Rotterdam is known as the Silicon Valley of the Netherlands. It's really a bed for innovation. There's so much focus and so much sort of paramount lens on creation. Everyone here is out to do something. Everyone here is out to build something, which is why the motto of the city is make it happen. But also, on the other side, there's also a lot of artistic work. There's a lot of performers, there's a lot of designers. For example, there is the designer collective, De Wasserij, which is a space where a lot of creators come together and make all kinds of beautiful garments. Next to that, there's quite a few rebels, for example. So there's quite a few causes you can join. There's a lot primarily when it comes to feminism and queerness. Think of things like the Slut Walk, for example. And in future videos, we'll talk more about each of these subcultures individually. Another reason why I love living in Rotterdam is the accessibility. So for those of you who don't know me in real life, which I hope this video is really reaching people that don't actually know me, I have cerebral palsy, which means I spend quite a bit of my time either with my crutch or in a wheelchair. What that means for me is that most cities in the Netherlands, like the center of Amsterdam, for example, or even something a bit older like Utrecht, are relatively inaccessible without a lot of help. But that's not the case about Rotterdam. Rotterdam, because of probably what happened during the World War II bombings, is quite accessible. There's all kinds of ramps, there's all kinds of elevators, and all kinds of spaces that make me feel like I'm welcome, which is something I haven't really seen in another city. So if you're someone who struggles with movement or handicap, invisible or otherwise, this is really a great city for you because it was built with you in mind. I do face issues sometimes, but they're not that big, and there's really not much better that I've seen out there, at least from the countries I've visited in Western Europe. So if you feel like living here might help you be more independent or be alone as someone who struggles, by all means, give it a shot. I really recommend it. Do you feel like you've learned something about Rotterdam today? Then please leave me a like and press that little red subscribe button so that we can hang out some more. That would really bring me a lot of joy. A fourth reason why I adore living here is the wealth of opportunities it provides you. So, if you haven't lived here before, you might not be aware that by international standards, Dutch cities are pretty small. However, don't let the size deter you, because there's really a wealth of growth and opportunity ready here for you. As I mentioned a bit earlier, there are all kinds of communities for you to join. And entrepreneurship and venture is really central to the identity of the city. So there's all kinds of space to create and connect and build. On the other side of that also creates a lot of local experts on different things. For example, I work with a singing expert in the Singing Bird studio, which I'll link down below. Another expert that I really adore is Gulce, who specializes in exactly what I'm doing now, talking to you on YouTube. I'll definitely link her down below, as well as her wonderful channel, Making It in Holland, because I really think it's awesome, and I really think it's worth you checking out after this video. My fifth and absolute favorite reason why I love living in Rotterdam is the environment. So I grew up in Cairo. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Cairo, but it's very busy, very noisy. It gives you a bit of a headache. But here in Rotterdam, you really have the best of both worlds. So if you live in the hustling, bustling center of the city, you've got all kinds of trendy restaurants, great movie theaters, amazing hotels, and just the best space for you to do your stuff. You want to shop, you want to eat, you want to stay for a bit. There's all kinds of things to do. But then go a bit to the outskirts and it gets so quiet you can literally hear a pin drop. And I just really love that, because then I can go home, relax. But then I know that 5 minutes away, I can take a little drive and then I can get some work done. Or I can go to a really good restaurant. Or I can just enjoy life without having to choose between the hustling, bustling, urban metropolis vibe and the really relaxed, really chill sort of suburban vibe, you know, the typical white picket fence household kind of thing. You really get everything here, and that's something I've never seen anywhere else. I really hope you enjoyed this video about my favorite reasons why I love living in the wonderful city of Rotterdam. If you're curious about what I do in daily life, please feel free to check out ASSISTNL, which I'll list down below. We're a comprehensive service that helps you move to the Netherlands. We take care of everything from your housing, to your paperwork, to all the pesky little practicalities that would stop you from moving here. If you learned something today, I would really appreciate it if you would press that little subscribe button so that we can hopefully hang out some more. And let me know down in the comments, what are your favorite things about Rotterdam and what else you'd like me to look at in the future. Alright, I hope you have a lovely day.